The development of the American postal system is deeply intertwined with the ambitions of the British Crown and the influential figures who shaped its evolution. Establishing a postal network in the American colonies was not merely about facilitating communication, it was a strategic endeavor aimed at consolidating British control, enhancing economic gains, and ensuring political dominance. British intentions behind colonial postal systems. In the 17th and 18th centuries, the British Crown recognized the pivotal role of a centralized postal system, the Royal Mail, in maintaining authority over its American colonies. By controlling the flow of information, the Crown could monitor colonial activities, disseminate official directives, and suppress dissent. Economically, the postal system was designed to be a profitable enterprise. The Crown's policy was to derive financial benefits from mail services, viewing postage fees as a form of taxation. 1639, First postal system in the colonies. Richard Fairbanks Tavern in Boston is designated the first official mail drop by the General Court of Massachusetts Bay Colony. Boston was one of the most active ports in colonial New England, with frequent traffic between it and England, as well as other colonies. Fairbanks Tavern was located in the heart of Boston, which was already becoming the main hub of commerce, shipping, and governance in New England. It was easily accessible by ship, from the harbor, and by land. In colonial America, taverns were the social centers of the day, where people gathered to exchange news, read posted notices, and hear the latest gossip or political chatter. Thomas Neal, 1641 to 1699. Neal was a British entrepreneur, politician, and courtier with a penchant for speculative ventures. He served in several royal offices, including as groom of the bedchamber under Charles II and Master of the Mint. He was deeply embedded in the commercial and political fabric of Restoration England and had experience establishing lotteries and commercial monopolies. In 1691, King William III granted Neal a 21-year patent to create and operate a postal system in the American colonies. This was an extraordinary privilege and essentially a royal monopoly. Andrew Hamilton, first de facto colonial postmaster general. Neal appointed Andrew Hamilton, a Scottish-born lawyer, and then governor of New Jersey, most famous for defending John Peter Zenger in 1735, a landmark press freedom case, to organize and manage the colonial postal system on his behalf. In 1692, Hamilton was granted authority over postal operations in New York, Boston, Philadelphia, and other key towns. Under Hamilton's leadership by 1693, a regular mail route, Post Road, was established between New York and Boston, with weekly service. Mail routes were expanded to Philadelphia, Maryland, and parts of Virginia. Hamilton's system laid the foundation for coordinated intercolonial mail services, although it struggled financially due to low mail volume and high operating costs. Once Neal's proprietary contract ended, postal operations in the colonies came under the direct authority of the British Crown and the Post Office in London. The colonial posts were absorbed into the larger framework of the British Imperial Post. Hamilton's routes became the core network. The existing routes and offices remained operational. These roads became standardized post roads, forming the backbone of 18th-century American postal logistics. Under Crown authority, the system began to resemble a more bureaucratic and regulated public utility, the colonial post added. Waystations for riders. Scheduled delivery intervals. More reliable communication between governors and London. The system began to resemble a more bureaucratic and regulated public utility. Mail service was still slow and expensive. Mail between colonies could take weeks, and letters going to London could be opened and delayed. Benjamin Franklin was appointed postmaster of Philadelphia in 1737 by Alexander Spotswood, who at the time was serving as the Deputy Postmaster General of North America, appointed by the British Crown's Postmaster General in London. Franklin served for 16 years as postmaster of Philadelphia. During his time in office, he increased the efficiency of mail delivery in the city, streamlined operations, cutting delivery times, used his post to coordinate newspaper distribution, particularly for his Pennsylvania Gazette. Most importantly, he made the post profitable. In 1753, the British Crown appointed Franklin and William Hunter of Virginia as joint deputy postmaster general for the colonies. Franklin represented the northern colonies. Hunter, a loyal Virginian official, oversaw the southern region. The Hutchinson Letters affair, the most important pre-revolutionary scandal involving the British postal system, colonial governance, and Benjamin Franklin, directly contributed to the collapse of trust between the colonies and the British Crown. Despite his success, Franklin was dismissed in 1774 following the Hutchinson Letters affair. British authorities, however, routinely opened and inspected mail, especially letters suspected of containing political content or revolutionary ideas. By the 1760s, as revolutionary sentiment grew, colonists began to distrust the Crown-run post, seeing it as an arm of political suppression. The Royal Mail's inefficiency and sabotage motivated the colonies to build their own networks, like committees of correspondence and the Constitutional Post. The Continental Congress was established in 1774 in response to escalating tensions between the American colonies and the British Crown. September 5 to October 26, 1774. July 26, 1775, Continental Congress creates American Postal System through a resolution during the Second Continental Congress. Benjamin Franklin becomes the first Postmaster General of the United Colonies, marking the official founding of the American Postal System.